Hello, hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Vanessa and I do every type of video, I guess. So today I'm going to be showing you how I trim my hair. I already did the trimming, but I realized that I was saying pretty much the wrong things throughout the entire video. So if there's parts that you see where I'm writing in, it's because I can't refilm certain parts. So pretty much what I'm going to do is just show you guys how to trim your hair. Only trim, no split ends, getting rid of the split ends. That's it. I'm not showing you guys how, I'm not showing you guys how to do layers or anything like that. I'm thinking of doing layers in my hair soon. Right now, I'm just trying to get all my hair to be one length. And then I was thinking of doing layers and possibly bangs. It's in my mind. We'll see though. Yes, first things first, what I would like to say is I am not a professional at all. Not licensed, not a professional, not a cosmetologist, nothing. I am a beauty school dropout. I'm gonna throw that in there. So there's a few things that I have learned from cosmetology school that I still bring into when I cut my hair, but I don't do other people's hair, and I don't, I only do my own. I only cut my hair and color my hair by myself. I don't do any other people's hair. So take what I say with a grain of salt. Like I said, not licensed at all. This is just kind of like somebody who got a little bit of information and decided to run with it for my own doing because I'm cheap and I don't like to pay for something that I can kind of do on myself. Now, I won't do it for other people, but for myself, why would I pay for a color and a cut if I can pretty much do it on myself, is how I see it. It's not because that I can't stand the way people cut hair or anything like that. I trust a bunch of people, but for me personally, I just don't see the point in spending the money on it. But maybe if you guys have had problems in the past from people cutting your hair, I know that I have heard so many different stories where people have gone in to get a trim and then before you know it, they have a full cut. If I'm making you nervous with these scissors, I'm sorry. So I'm hoping that this video will help you. Like I said, this is just a trim, just dead ends, just gone. That's it. My hair is pretty much the length that it is, and my hair, I've been growing my hair out now for 5 years, I want to say. About 5 years ago, I had cut it up to my shoulders, and now it is growing like weeds. And pretty much it's growing like weeds because I've been keeping up on the trims. I trim it about once every 6 months, and it just keeps growing and keeps growing and keeps growing. So I'm hoping to get it down to my lower back. I have naturally curly hair, so I love the way that my hair looks when it's long and curly. And right now, like, it is where it is, but when it's curly, it goes up to like right here. So I would like my hair to be down probably to the lower back, and then that way when it's curly, maybe it'll sit like right here. So yeah. So if you guys would like to see how I trim / get off the dead ends out of my hair, then go ahead and keep on watching. First things first that you need, scissors. These are like $10 at Sally's. Yes, I've used the Office brand, Office hair cutting scissors and stuff like that. I promise you, these are your best bet. You can do a cheap one. You don't have to go and buy some crazy amount. You're not a hairstylist. I bought these because I'm not a hairstylist. So $10 at Sally's, trust me, you're gonna need these. Also, I use just one rubber band or elastic. If you guys need clips or anything like that, if you feel more comfortable separating into like 4 different sections, you can definitely do that. I just use one, that's it. So it's up to you guys, but I just have one elastic. I have my handy dandy hairbrush, and I also am going to be straightening my hair. So let's get started. So this was supposed to be a talk through type of video, but it didn't work out like that because if not, I talk your ear off about random stuff that doesn't even matter. So we're gonna do kind of both here, because if not, this video goes on forever already. So what I'm doing right here is I am straightening my hair because my hair is naturally curly / wavy, and I've damaged my hair over the years, so some pieces curl and some pieces don't. So when they wet it and it dries, it springs up, but some spring up and some do not. So what I do just to make it easier is I just straighten my hair. And yes, my hair is a little greasy in this video. My apologies, you're gonna see it. But yes, so that is what I'm doing right here, straightening it so that it's easier to trim. Slick. Okay, so since it is officially pin friggin' straight now, what I'm gonna do, just because it's a trim, and like I said, my hair is down to here. If you guys watch some of my old videos, I do wear extensions and I do it for more body. But right now we are just gonna do a trim for my natural hair. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go exactly where my ears are, and I'm going to go across. And this is going to be my longest layer. So everything else is going to go up, and I keep my straightener on because I just straightened it, but sometimes if it stays in the ponytail, sometimes it does need to be straightened. So for this, I am not taking off a lot. We're talking pretty much the bare minimum that I can take off. Now, my hair has been breaking, so it is a little uneven in length. You can kind of, I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but one looks like it's like up here and the other one looks like it's like down here. So we're gonna kind of make that even, and we're probably gonna go to about right that area. But yeah, so we're gonna cut that, and usually what I do is I just go straight across, but this gets put away after. So you guys will see what I'm talking about. So what I do is I go straight down. So I'm trying to make sure you guys can see and I'm in focus. So pretty much we're gonna go straight down, find a spot, cut it off. So one thing I recommend is always cut less, because you can't put hair back. So cut less, and then you can go from there. So let's just see if I just made that even, pretty much. And then we're going to match up this side. So pretty much what I do is I kind of bring it forward until you can see where it needs to get cut, where it's even with the other side. I'm almost stabbing myself. And then what I also do is I kind of bring it around, and then like I'll look to see if there's any pieces. So what I was always taught in cosmetology school is the guide. And the guide, you can kind of tell where it's at. You can always see hair that's a little bit longer than the rest of the hair. Now do understand that I am bringing all of this to one side, so there is gonna be like this side that's shorter than this side. So I usually just cut off everything that looks a little bit funny. Kind of bring everything forward just to kind of see if there's any spots that need to get done, like really, really bad, to where it's really bad split ends. Then I'll kind of keep that in mind. Even. So what we're gonna do is this is going back. I'm not touching it, not even close. That way you don't cut into your longest layer. And then we're going to go the next section. So we're gonna go, since my ears are here and we already did that part, we're gonna go a little bit above, straight back. If you feel comfortable more doing smaller layers, like not layers but sections, feel free to. Trust me, this is a process. So you don't want it to be rushed at all. So then what I'll do is I'll kind of go forward, and since I kind of already know where my guide is personally, if you have to, you could take a little bit from the back, just a little bit, and use that as your guide and kind of make all the other hair match up to that. So then what I do is I bring it all forward. And here I go, talking out of my ass again. So we're going to voice this part. What I'm trying to say in this part is I am just trimming off what needs to be trimmed off per section. So I know that I was talking about a guide and leaving your longer layer. You can do that because you don't want to cut into it. If you're nervous about cutting into your longest layer, put it behind your hair. If not, what I'm doing is I kind of know where I'm going, and I'm kind of leaving everything the same length because, like I said, I want it to get to the same length. So I'm taking off the bare minimum, and I showed you earlier, kind of the boobie region is where I want my hair to be. So I'm just trimming off whatever dead ends or like random parts that kind of, you know when your hair looks dead. See, mix those two words together. So that's all I'm doing right here. I know that I'm not explaining it, and this is what I mean. Right here, you can see me talking. She's just going. She's just rambling. But that's all I'm doing. I'm just taking sections and seeing just what needs to get cut off. It's not hard to do. I get that I'm not really explaining it the best, but you can kind of see what I'm doing, I guess. And for the front part, we're gonna bring it down. And these are usually my shorter pieces, so these usually are way shorter than the rest of my hair, so trying to bring it down just doesn't work. So what I do is I just kind of go at like an angle. And I do go at an angle because it does frame my face a little bit better. I wear black when I cut my hair because I can usually see the split ends a lot better when I'm wearing black. So what I do with this top layer is I will do kind of a bit of a diagonal when I'm going this way, but when I do the rest of the hair, I kind of bring it into my hands and kind of fray it out. I think you can see it better like that. Kind of fray it out a little bit, and then I just kind of go like this, if that makes sense. Like that way I can see exactly what I'm doing, and I just literally cut, like I said, maybe an inch, if that, centimeters if I need to. And then it also depends. If I have a lot of split ends, then I'll go more into it, and then it kind of gives it like a natural layer. But I'm not cutting too much. As you guys can see, I'm kind of not really cutting anything, to be honest. I know there's been a few times where I've gone to the salon and you get somebody who you tell them, you know, oh, I only want like an inch. And don't get me wrong, I've definitely, since being a cosmetology student, you kind of understand what an inch means and what people actually mean. So that's definitely my fault for, you know, saying, oh, I want an inch off, and then I cut an inch off and that's not what I meant. So then what I'll do is I'll have all my hair, at least one side, together, and I'll bring it all forward to see if I'm missing anything, which it doesn't look like it. It's looking pretty good. It always feels so much thicker when you cut it, like especially the ends, because the ends start to get all frayed and weird and stuff, and then now everything's all together. It always feels so much thicker. I love it. So then we're going to take this section. For me, whenever I cut, I'm not really too, you know, scared on cutting too much or too little hair. It grows back, you know, it's not that big of a deal. But if you guys are very nervous about cutting your own hair, or this is like your first time, just make sure you go slow. The one thing that I can't stress enough is leave your back pieces alone. After you cut it, just make sure that you leave it alone. Like I said, you can use it for a guide, but I mean, like, take the bare minimum out of the ponytail or whatever you put it behind you, because you do not want to cut into your length if you're not trying to get rid of that much hair. I would have been a horrible hairstylist because I can't do two things at once. But that's what I mean. Like, this is the parts you want to cut into. I mean, of course, don't cut too much or anything, nothing that you're not comfortable with. Go super slow. But the one thing about your length is the thing most people want to keep, and the more you cut into it, of course, the more you're gonna lose. So once you just trim that, and I mean trim it, leave it alone, don't even touch it. That way you don't lose your length and you don't feel like you're losing all of your hair, and you just cut it super short. And dude, I apologize that I'm wearing black in this video. Like I said, I see my split ends a lot easier, so that's why I'm wearing black, because I know it's hard to see. But what I do for the front section or for the top layer is I just kind of go around. So what I'll do is I'll fray it out, and then I just kind of cut in like more of a circular motion, not completely circle, but like circular, and it just helps take off the dead ends. I don't really care about what I cut on this layer because it is blended through the rest of my hair, which is longer. And you just brush it out, and you can go through and see if there's anything that you think is missing. Like I said, as you can see, I have not cut that much off. If you bring it all forward, it is still pretty much down to there. So this is just a trim. I don't know if you guys can see, of course I wear black, but just trimming it, that's all this is. Nothing crazy. If you guys want layers, I'm ready to do layers, and I'm also ready to do bangs. So if you guys would like to see that, let me know. I'll film it. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked it, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe or not. I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say that I'm a hair channel when I'm not. As you can see, if you click through all my videos, I'm literally everything. So subscribe if you would like. If not, you're welcome back anytime. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.